Are leaders born or are they made? Interesting question, right? Because I think it's a little bit of both. I think it seems like there are some people who are born leaders. You know, you take somebody like John Maxwell, who is the world's foremost expert in leadership development, and you kind of look at that guy and go, okay, he was born to do this, right? So I think John probably was a born leader. But in most cases, I think leaders are created. Because I think when we're born, we lack the skills to become a true leader. So we all want leaders in our organization. And I know I've been talking about this a lot lately, leadership and leaders. Because in our business, you know, the networking industry, we're constantly looking for leaders, right? We're searching for these people all the time. Why? Because leaders can help us grow a large network of people. Well, the key to being able to grow a large network is to create leaders in your team, and then they become big recruiters because people want to be a part of somebody who's a leader. People want to be a part of something that's kind of bigger than themselves, and they can latch on to people who are leaders and create something that is bigger than themselves. You can't be the only person recruiting new people. You need leaders to recruit, train, and are independent of you. So the question is, where do we find these leaders? Well, the mistake that people often make is that they think they have to search the world to find, you know, people who they know who are already powerful leaders. They're like looking for that one person. If I could just get that one guy, if I could get that one girl from this company to come over to my company, and that's wonderful. But you don't. Your search is pretty narrow when you do stuff like that. You know, they search for that one person in the crowd who could be the next superstar. You know, those prospects would make an excellent addition to your team, but they are extremely hard to find. You know, it's like trying to find Waldo in the Where's Waldo games. And when you find somebody who you think is a great leader, boy, don't you get disappointed quickly? I remember when Reggie White. Now, some of you who are sports fans, you're going to know who Reggie White is. Reggie White joined my business way back in the late 90s. And you're thinking, okay, Reggie White, all-pro defensive end with the Green Bay Packers. I say Green Bay Packers. I know we played for Philadelphia, but he won a Super Bowl with Green Bay, right? When Reggie joined the team, I literally sat back and went, oh my gosh, I am set. Who's going to say no to Reggie White, right? And Reggie ended up doing nothing with this business. I mean, Reggie is a great leader, but he wasn't a great networker. You know, he didn't focus on the task at hand and actually building the business. And so you sit there and like you can search and search and search, and even when you think you found somebody, they still have to prove that they are leadership material. Guys, in the meantime, while you're looking for that one key person, you can't ignore all of these other people that have the potential to be great leaders. You can't ignore them. You can't just pass over them. You know, some of your people may have never had the opportunity to be a leader before they joined your team. And so they won't portray leadership skills when they first join. So if you're looking for that one person who's already a leader, you're going to pass over a whole bunch of people who are potential leaders. Guys, if you give them a chance to step up and become a leader, you might be surprised. You know, people that you thought would never build a business, you thought, oh, this person's just going to be a customer, they end up being your biggest recruiter. Or that one person that you were sure was going to be a superstar ends up, dropping out 6 months later. Some people just need someone to believe in them and give them a little encouragement. You know, I've got a saying, and that is, believe in everyone, count on no one. And it makes sense. You know, I give everybody the benefit of the doubt but I don't count on anybody. I'm always looking to replace myself. And I don't care how big my organization gets, it's never big enough. And I know that it's only going to grow if I bring new people into the business. And I treat everybody the same way. I treat everybody that I bring into the business as the next biggest income earner until they prove me wrong. Now, I know some of you guys do the exact same thing, and sometimes it takes about 2.5 minutes for them to prove me wrong, which is fine. People will weed themselves out very, very quickly. But some people just need someone to believe in them and someone to encourage them. And, with that, they can work hard, they can take the initiative, and they can grow into becoming a strong leader. But the trick is that you can't force someone to become a leader. You can't force that on them. They have to grow into it. And you can help that growth a little bit. You can give them assignments that put them in a leadership position. And if they excel, well, then you give them another assignment, and maybe you step it up a little bit, and maybe give them more responsibility, and you can see them, develop into the leader that potentially you thought they could be. But if they don't want to become the leader, you can't force that. And that's really okay. The other thing that we have to be really careful with is the people who say that I'm the leader. Anybody who has to tell you that they're the leader, just instantly say to yourself, well, they're not the leader. They're not the leader. Because if you have to tell people that you are the leader, then you're not leading anybody. You don't have to say anything. People will follow you because of your actions and how you treat people. But if you constantly have to remind people that you're the leader, you are not the leader. If you have to remind people to follow you, you are not leading anybody. And guys, in our profession, rank does not equal leadership. We have a ton of people that are at the top of our compensation plan that I would not consider leaders. I wouldn't consider leaders. I've got people in my organization that are relatively new in the business, and I think they are fantastic leaders. All right? So it's not based on rank. It's based on action. Just like you can't force your prospects to make the decision to join your opportunity, you can't make someone become a leader. You can't force somebody to become a leader. You can offer training and assistance to help them, learn the skills to become a leader, but they have to actually step up and take the action, right? You be the leader and people will watch. Okay? You go out there and continue to lead and do the things that you're doing and your organization is growing, and just watch the people who gravitate towards you. And these are the people who will ask you, can I do this? Can I do that? Hey, can I lead this group next week? And these are the people who want to become leaders, and they're looking for you for guidance. They have to decide to become independent and take charge of their own businesses. And these people just seem to kind of rise. And they're going to rise because of your leadership to begin with. Work with the willing. Guys, work with those on your team who step up and help them, gain the necessary skills to become a top leader. If a person decides not to become a leader, like I mentioned before, it's okay. It really is okay. Just let them be where they want to be. But for those who do want to grow and put the work in, support them. Give them all the support you can possibly give them and help them out. Those are the people who will become very special. But please understand, you can become very special without being a leader.